to start, Grandma?
Our favorite memory of Marci is her being born at the military hospital at Camp Pendleton, Illinois, and bringing her home. She was a good baby and a big baby and the last of the 4 M's. So we named her Marci, and when she was 2 months old, her dad went over to Vietnam for the first time, and when he came home, she was 19 months old, and so when he came home, I said, "Oh, Marci, go kiss your daddy." And she got up the stairs and ran in the house and got a picture of her dad, and she kissed his dad, kissed the picture. She didn't realize that was her dad.
I was standing out at the curb.
He was down at the curb, so she did. But anyway, and another thing I remember about Marci, she always sat in the front row. For 12 years of school, she never wanted to miss anything in school or miss a day of school. Okay.
Marci, to start off, congratulations on turning 50. You're a young 50, we certainly think. You've been a joy to us and to your whole family for your whole 50 years. Been so many more good times and whatever few bad times we've already forgotten. So
yeah, we never had.
You're a special person, and we love you. And maybe we could take this in 10-year spurts. A decade at a time. Like, obviously, you're born at a very early age in California, and I think we moved 4 times before you were 10 years old. We went to Hawaii and then to Quantico and then to Oklahoma. So the first 10 years were pretty active for you, and you got settled into the military life. But you were, what would we call it? You were a precocious child. You knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted early on, and you knew how to get it. So, but it was always on the up and up. But
yeah.
You were a great child, and then we go into the teenage years. At Norman High, you excelled. I still remember you playing basketball. I could never figure this out, but the guards couldn't cross the center line, so they put you at guard, but you never got to shoot the ball. I never thought that was fair. But tennis was your real sport, and you were really good at that.
We were great tennis players.
One time your mother did have to caution you about tossing your club, I think, or your racket, but you learned that lesson very quickly. As a teenager, you were terrific. One time, I'll let Grandma tell this, you wanted to go somewhere with some friends, and we told you couldn't. So, and you really wanted to go, so what was the conversation on that?
Oh, she said, "Dad, how can you dare say no to me? Mom never has me to do anything. I pick up, my bed's made before I come out for breakfast. I pick up things when I don't have to." What else did she say? And then she said,
"I'm not on drugs.
I'm not on drugs. I'm not promiscuous. I have never made anything lower than an A. And how can you dare say no to me?" And Dad said, "Marci," I said no, and I meant no. This family is not a democracy.
That was that.
Yeah.
And then, as a late teenager, it was off. Are you ready, Grandma?
Yeah.
To
O-S-U.
And Ride 'em Cowboys.
Ride 'em Cowboys. And you were the same.
You were one cowgirl, I guarantee. You loved it over there. President of the Pi Beta Phi in your time, and you followed after your sister Mary in admirable fashion. You were a great Pi Beta Phi, and you always have been. And I know you enjoyed your years at OSU, and of course graduation. One thing you told us, the reason you did so well at OSU, and I know you would never enlarge anything, you said, the reason I did good in college is I never missed a class. And I queried you about that, but I'm sure that's the case. So, good grades, off to graduation, off to California with Pete Marwick, and there you run into the love of your life, John. We couldn't ask for a better son-in-law, and you and John have made a wonderful life together. You should both be very proud. So the 20s go into the 30s, and along come, oh, wait a minute, Scott was in your 20s, but just barely. So Scott in the 20s, Austin in the 30s, and you couldn't have done better with either one of them. You and John have been great parents. And then, of course, your time and Mary's waving us to get with it here.
Okay.
But off to Europe, which was a wonderful time for both of you. Wonderful time for Grandma and I, too.
Yeah.
We got to come and see you.
And we have to say this because they're going back to Europe. In Marci's yearbook, it had under her name, Marcella Marie Murray will marry a millionaire and live in Europe.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Anyhow, I hope we get invited back when you go.
Yeah.
Marci, have a great birthday. We're proud of you again, like we said. We love you. And just keep on doing what you're doing. You're young at heart, and you always will be. Any questions we missed there, Anna? Anna, the kids had something.
Happy 50th, Marci. We miss you and we wish we could be with you, but we know you'll have a wonderful time, and we will see you soon. Thanks, honey.
You and John haven't aged much, and I'm sure you'd agree Grandma and I haven't either in the last 50 years. Bye, Marci.